fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Happy Friday to you all. I'm so thrilled that you are joining me today. On today's show, I learned how to kayak and I hit the water for the first time with the Northeast Indiana water trails. And let me tell you, the way you have to move your arms to kayak like this is such a great core workout. I'm gonna show you. Here we go. We are out at the St. Joe River at the Leo launch point for the Fort Wayne Outfitters, and I am here with the owner, Kara. Hi.
Hello. Nice.
Yes, nice to see you. Absolutely. So a lot of people may not know everything that they can do out on the water or what all of these boats are for. So can you kind of describe the equipment that you rent here?
Sure. We'll start with the stand-up paddleboard.
Okay.
So this is one of the newer things that people can do, a new style of paddling. And just like it sounds, you stand up on the board, a little bit longer paddle. It looks like a canoe paddle, but longer, and just paddle side to side. A lot of people are intimidated by it because they're standing up.
You got to balance.
But usually once you start moving, it's really well balanced and it's very easy to use.
I have a question. Do a lot of people fall in the water?
Not usually. And I'll tell you a little bit about, so with the Outfitters, we purposely choose styles that are more stable, that are easier for beginners. There are some stand-up paddleboard versions that are way faster that you can race with, and they're not as stable. But what we use for the people that rent, because most people are usually new to it, we start out with equipment that's a little bit easier to use and more stable.
Okay, perfect.
So the next one we have here, this is a canoe, and so the seats are up a little bit higher. So your center of gravity or weight is a little bit higher off the boat. There's plenty of room in the middle if you wanted to take a small child.
It's so big. It's so much bigger than I assumed it would be.
Yeah. So there's a lot of space for gear. So if you were going on a longer trip, usually though we limit it to 2 adults and a small child that's under 80 pounds. We want to keep it safe and not have too much movement with different weights around. So that's the canoe. And then the kayak, the difference is with the kayaks, you're sitting right down on the boat. So your weight is lower, which can make it more stable. So, in the canoe, if you had somebody leaning over the side, it can be a little tippier. The kayak, though, your weight's right against the bottom. This one is a sit on top, so you can see your feet aren't sliding into something. It's a little less intimidating for beginners because they feel like, I can get out easy if I need to. And this one has a nice molded seat into it, so it's real comfy.
And I love the colors. Look at this. They're so colorful and so beautiful.
We always pick the tie-dye colors because they're just fun to see. And it's really visible for boats that are out there that might come across a kayak as, hey, I can see that from a long distance.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, I'm excited to get some lessons.
Great, let's go.
Now joining me is Kyle, who is the president of the board for the Northeast Indiana Water Trails. Hi. So I'm excited because you're going to teach me how to kayak. I have never kayaked before.
We're so excited to get you out there.
Yes. So what are the basics to get started?
Sure. So we are at the Cedarville Reservoir, which is a great place to start because you have nice calm water. So if you're a novice, coming to a place like this is a great place to start. So we're going to get in kayaks today, and kayaks, a lot of people think they're going to be more wobbly, but they're really one of the most stable paddle boats that you can get in. So that's a good start for you. Now, if you're going to go out somewhere other than a place like this where you're renting a boat and you're planning your own trip, there are things you can do to prepare. So if you go to our website, we have planning your trip on there. So it tells you look at the weather, look at the water levels, how to look at the water levels, because that could be kind of confusing. What you need to pack, letting someone know that you're going out, and then you can plan your trip, know where your access sites are. So you know where you can put in, where you can get out, and if there's an emergency, where you can take out in the middle.
Okay, perfect. And there are 87 access points
Correct.
throughout the county, so there's plenty of opportunity for people to get out on the water.
Yes, there are.
Okay, wonderful. And so your website provides such good information. I mean, so you guys have to check out the website to plan your trip ahead. So what is my first step?
So we have our kayaks, right? We're gonna work on paddling.
Okay.
So first of all, how do you know how to hold your paddle? Which way is right? A good way to do it on yours is really easy. Look at where it's written on, where the logo is.
Okay.
So right here, make sure you can read it.
Okay.
When
so
it's this
facing
way.
me.
Yep.
Okay.
And now you're upside down.
Oh.
So make sure you can.
Like this.
Yeah, there you
see that?
go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's not upside down. Okay,
You're going to
great.
want to hold it just a little bit wider than shoulder length. So if you put it up, maybe bring in a little bit. Perfect, right in the middle.
Okay.
Now a lot of people are thinking, I have mine backwards. A lot of people are thinking that you use your arms.
Right.
Which you do use your arms, but you use your waist.
Oh.
That way your arms aren't getting tired as you're out there.
Yes.
So you're using a little bit of both.
Okay.
Right? So you're gonna paddle, you with your waist, with your arms.
Makes for a good ab workout.
It does, it does.
And then what is the key to staying balanced while I am out there?
Keep yourself centered.
Okay.
So when you see that fish go by, don't go like this.
Because they go, whoop,
Yes.
join that fish right in the water.
That's right.
Okay, great. So we keep our core tight, we paddle, and you're going to join me
Yes.
on the water. Yay.
Yes, I'm
All right,
excited.
let's get started.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
All right, guys, as you can see, we have our safety gear on, our kayaks lined up. Let's hit the water.
All right.
So I'm just stepping in.
Yep, you're just gonna get in, tuck your paddle down there by your feet, have it kind of coming back behind you.
Okay. Back here.
Yeah, I would tuck it in.
Oh, tuck it. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't lose it on your way out.
Oh.
And then you can pull yourself with.
Oh, okay. Like scoot
Yep,
myself
right
down.
there. I'm gonna give you a little
like
push.
a slide. Ugh. Takes a lot of strength. Whew. Okay. The balance of it all, guys. Okay. So I have my paddle, and now I'm going to use my hips and start to move in the water. So Kyle, how long does one kayak? Like how long do you paddle out on the river?
Well, it's all up to the individual. So me personally, if I'm going with my 10-year-old son, it's an hour and a half.
Okay.
If I'm going by myself, it might be 5 or 6 hours, or with another group of paddlers, it might be longer. But there are people that will
5 hours.
go on the water trails and make it a multi-day adventure and stop off and camp at night and then get back on the water the next day.
Wow, that has to be a good workout. I mean, but so what does one, so can you paddle with someone? Is it in groups? Like how many people really paddle at one time?
Again, that's all up to somebody's personal preference. So they can paddle by themselves, but if you do, you need to make sure someone knows your paddle plan.
Okay.
Or you can go out with a group of people. Friends just get together and go out and enjoy the water together.
And it's so interesting as we're paddling and can kind of feel the different strokes of the wind and the wind resistance.
That keeps pushing us closer together.
Yes. Yeah, so it is very, I mean, once you get the hang of it, like, we are kayaking. That is so exciting.
So should we paddle off into the distance?
Yes, let's do it.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Next Step Realty Group. The home buying process can be so fun and exhilarating, but it's important to know the steps in the process to get started. So with me today, I'm so excited to chat with Connie Mitchell, a part of Century 21, Bradley, Next Step Realty Group, and Dave Camille, a part of Ruoff Mortgage. Hi.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Very good, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here, and I'm excited to learn all about these steps and just the information that you want to share with us today. So first off, Connie, tell me a little bit about your realtor experience.
I have been with Century 21 Bradley for about 4 years, and I really enjoy the buying side. I'm glad that that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
And it's really important to, first off, you really need to get that pre-approval letter. That is just essential in when you decide to do your home buying. It becomes very exciting, but it's also kind of scary. So we can help you to make it not so scary. And when you have that pre-approval letter, it just makes things move that much faster and easier. And so often when we are ready to buy, we tend to go house shopping before we really know what we can spend or what's okay to spend and what we get approved for. That way I can show you what you want to see, and you can help me to let me know what you are ready to buy.
Yeah, because it keeps people in their range, right? So people can look for homes and they may not be able to afford it. So it makes their life easier and your life easier too to say this is a perfect match because this is what you can buy.
Exactly. You can start looking at homes that and not even realize that they're possibly thousands of dollars more than you are approved for.
Yeah.
So, and that's really helpful. And, other things that can happen, so often I will show someone a home, and it's, the first time I show you a home, it's probably not going to be the one you say, oh yeah, that's the one I want. But it does happen, and it has happened to me. And if you have that pre-approval letter with you, you automatically can offer. You can, this is the house I want. I want to make an offer right now. And we can do that right away, and that having that letter really sets that apart from not having it at all.
Yeah, and increases your chances of getting the home of your dreams, which is so great. So on the financial side, Dave, share with me about the pre-approval letter itself, or that process to get there, because I know it's like people may be wondering, what is it? Like, how do I get pre-approved for a home?
Sure. The pre-approval, like Connie said, is important because what we do, we will evaluate everything and let you know what you can afford. We tell you what a payment will look like, which is very important, and kind of what kind of money you need for closing, whether it's down payment, closing costs, that kind of thing.
Okay, and what are the steps to get to that pre-approval? What do people need to do? How do they prepare for it?
Sure. We always start with the application. Once the application is completed, that gives me, we pull a credit report, and I get the credit score, and I know what the liabilities are. With the credit score, can guide me to what loan programs I can offer the consumer, whether it's a conventional, FHA, and that kind of stuff. Once I kind of get on a track for a particular loan product, then I kind of have to look at income. And income's kind of a tricky thing in our job because there's different types of income, self-employment, commission, salaried, just a bunch of different types, and we have to look at them differently. But it's very important because that determines how much house you can qualify for, okay? And then finally, we look at assets. What kind of, do you have money in a bank account, 401k? Are you using, getting some gift money for your down payment, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yes, okay, that's so good. That's good information. Therefore, people can kind of start to set themselves up and see if they are ready to go through that step and eventually contact Connie and get that home. Tell us some do's and don'ts about the pre-approval process, because I'm sure people make a lot of mistakes, so help us out.
One major do is be efficient, and when we ask for documentation, get it to us, and that, because a lot of times I won't write a pre-approval letter unless I've seen pay stubs or I've seen bank statements.
Okay.
I need to verify the funds are there and they're eligible. And same thing with income. So we do a lot of document collection up front, so be efficient and helpful with that. Then like some of the don'ts would be, don't quit your job after after you got pre-approved. Don't spend your down payment money. People, they don't buy houses, maybe once, 2, 3 times in their lifetime. So this is something they just don't know, and that's our job to make sure that they're informed. So sitting down, taking the time to get the pre-approval, and we do all the hard work up front, and then once I write that letter, they're pretty much good to go. And
so you're step 1, and then Connie step 2 in this whole thing, and that's wonderful. Well, great. Thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing this information. I know that this is very helpful to our viewers. And if you want more information on anything that we discussed today, we will have both of their websites listed below so that you can contact and start your home buying process. We'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Welcome back. Now that we understand the pre-approval process, let's dive deeper into the home buying process. And with me now in studio, I have Jason and Jennifer Robinson, who are both with the Century 21 Bradley Next Step Realty Group. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. How you guys doing?
Great, thank you. Thank you so much for having us today.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting to be here to talk about real estate and what we do as realtors, and get to talk to you about what it's like to buy a home in the current market that we're in.
Yes, it's an exciting market, and this home buying process can be overwhelming to many. So I'm excited that you both are going to break it down for us. So Jennifer, let's start. Tell us about your real estate experience and just being a part of this group.
Well, I've been with Century 21 Bradley and the Next Step Realty Group for about 5 years. I really enjoy working with home buyers, and I enjoy getting them into the home that fits their ideal needs. We work together obviously as a married couple team, and we just really enjoy working with people, and the market's been very competitive these past few years, so we thought it'd be really helpful to come in and talk with people about the home buying process to kind of give them an idea of what they can expect when they want to put an offer in on a home.
Right, and the importance of going local. Right?
Yes.
Finding a local talent that really knows what they're doing in the market and how to find the best home.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. So Jason, talk to me about just starting this realty group and just how the team works together.
So we've got, our team has 7 agents currently. We're always looking to grow, but I named Next Step Real Estate Group for, I guess basically just a lot of questions that I get from buyers and sellers is, okay, well, we want to do this. What's the next step? So I was like, okay, well, logically, let's just call ourselves that. The other thing about Next Step is you've got, people are downsizing, upsizing, first-time home buyers. They're all taking steps in their lives. So I don't know, it's just, I kind of like the name, so I went with it. But yeah, so that's kind of how we got started and how we named Next Step.
I love the name. Yeah, that's a great story. I like how you connected that. And so let's dive into the home buying steps. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes, because what is that process like?
Well, first and foremost, I know pre-approval. You have to have the pre-approval to get started in this process. We could go out and show you homes out of your price range. We want to know first what we need to look at, what's our criteria. So then that comes into the next step. So talking about criteria, what are you looking for in a home? What's the location? What size of home do you want? We have to know what direction you want to go. Your lender's going to want to know if it's a land purchase, it's different than a manufactured home. There's so many options out there. So let's figure out what you want. And then you get into starting to look. So you've got your criteria set. We know what we're kind of looking for. So I'm going to do searches in the MLS, the multiple listing service. So I have access to a lot of homes. As a consumer or just searching the web, they've got ideas, we've got ideas, we'll find houses. Every day more and more come on the market. So
right, and that's a good point, because the MLS allows for you to see many different homes in different regions. And I think a misperception is that people can only have a realtor in a certain neighborhood, but you actually can find a home anywhere.
Anywhere. We're licensed in the state. It's a regional MLS, so I mean, yeah, I can search for homes really about anywhere in the
That's
state.
great, yeah. So once someone finds the home of their dreams, what's the next step?
So the next step would be to put in the offer.
Okay.
And part of the offer would be the earnest money, which is a deposit on this home that would go towards your down payment. And then, if you're the lucky one that has the offer accepted, parts of that purchase agreement are inspection time, to have an inspection, the appraisal for the loan.
Okay.
Then you would set the closing with a title company, and then you'd have the closing date. And then if everything goes according to plan, then you would have the closing and sign those papers, and then you get to move in.
That's exciting. That's what people look forward to, right? The closing.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, those were a lot of good steps that you shared, and we got to dive in deeper another time because this is such good information. So thank you both so much for coming on the show and sharing this. And if people want to learn more, they're looking for a realtor here in Indiana, how could they contact you?
You can contact us through our email or through phone, and we are part of a team, so we can, you can reach us and or someone within the Next Step Realty Group with Century 21 Bradley.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. After a short break, I'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Next Step Realty Group. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy your weekend in this warmer weather. And remember, one small positive thought in the morning can improve your entire day. So let's make it a great Friday, and I will see you back here on Monday morning. Bye-bye.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.